of today's big stories, the IEA's decision to release 60 million barrels of oil from world reserves. And Adam, I want to go back to the story. It's a big one today. You did speak with the U.S. Deputy Energy Secretary. So what did he tell you about what happened here?
Well, what he effectively told us, Carol, was that they have been working on this for months. Various governments around the world, they are very concerned about prices. Here, why don't you just listen to what he told us directly?
Interestingly enough, the actual Libyan disruption began at the same time the International Energy Forum, which is a place for consumers and producers to meet and discuss these things. That happened in February, and I would say it's been an increasing drumbeat because of the rising concern as we are up to 140 million barrels that have fallen off the market. The Yemeni disruption now added on top of that, and now as we're heading into the higher demand in the summer season, it added an increased urgency to the whole discussion.
So was it easy to get everyone, in effect, to agree that something needed to be done?
Well, I think it was interesting. There was actually a strong degree of consensus, both among producers and consumers, that we were experiencing a severe, sustained disruption, and that disruption was having an overall negative effect on the global economy, something that was not something that was acceptable, and I think led to a very strong degree of convergence. You'll note, for example, that the Saudi Arabia minister and others in the Gulf countries also said they were going to be stepping forward and bringing more product to market as well. So I think, yes, there was a strong degree of convergence here. You
know, Dan, I'm glad you mentioned Saudi Arabia because they're currently producing about 9 million barrels a day. Traders I'm talking to are questioning whether Saudi Arabia can really get to 10.5 million barrels a day. Is that part of the reason why the oil was released?
No, I would say that we watched very carefully and paid close attention to the statements that were made a couple of weeks ago by Minister Naimi when he says that they, in Saudi Arabia, plus the other Gulf countries that have capacity, are able to bring 1.5 million barrels to the market. I think that's something that we have every reason to believe.
Now, here's one of the other key concerns. They can bring, let's say, 1.5 million barrels to the market, but is it high-quality crude? I mean, are they having to go to the marginal fields now and bring lesser quality crude to market?
Well, it's an interesting question because, of course, the oil that came off the market was principally Libyan light sweet. And, of course, Saudi Arabia has a wide array of crudes, and they, in fact, made some certain crudes available earlier on that were mixes of some of their lighter blends to be able to provide some substitution effect. But the Saudi Arabia fields, as you know, have a wide array of grades from sweet to sour, from heavy to light. But what we're trying to address here is principally the shortness in the sweet light quadrant, and that's why when we are releasing out of our strategic petroleum reserve, that's where our focus will be.
And Carol, that's the key, whether or not Saudi Arabia really is able to produce those additional barrels of high-grade crude. That's what all the traders are watching, and we may not know for another couple of months.
Yeah, it certainly explains some of the price action today. Adam, thank you so much.